Hello students, today we want to discuss how to write the conclusion chapter. Usually in a thesis this is the last chapter and this is the fifth chapter. Basically this concludes the whole thesis or whole dissertation. Let's see what should be the ingredients of this chapter or what should be the outline of this chapter. Obviously you are looking at the 10 points. They are the part of a thesis or dissertation. And in the next slide, we'll also discuss how should we write the conclusion section of a thesis, of a research paper, sorry. First of all, there should be introduction, that what you are going to do in this section. Then revisiting the work. You will just summarize your whole work. Then you will mention major findings of the current research, that you have spent a lot of time. You underwent different procedures and processes like pre-test, post-test, treatment phase. So what have you found? What is the outcome of that research? What is the result of that research? So you will mention major findings of that research. What have you found? The style is, first of all, you will give the heading. Then you will write down your research questions. Suppose there are 2, 3, 4, 5. You will write down those research questions. Then under those research questions, you will mention your findings. Suppose you have written first research question, then below it, you will mention what have you found. Then second question, and below it, 1 or 2 paragraphs, what have you found. In this way, you will mention major findings of your research. This is the most important part of your research. So while you are writing it, you should give a reference to your analysis section. You should mention examples, what have you found. This should not be a verbose type of claim. That claim must be strengthened with examples. If claim and examples are present, it means that you are validating your point. Whatever you are saying, it is reliable, valid, and it has strong foundation. Fourthly, you will mention statement of the problem. And how have you addressed that problem? In your first chapter, introduction, you have mentioned that there's problem statement. So what happened with that problem? Has your research solved that problem? Has your research provided some doable, some solid and useful solutions? Or are you able to give some remedy to that problem? This is very important. Fulfillment of objectives. In the beginning, you had objectives for this research. Now, again, you will write first objective, then you will mention how your objective has been fulfilled. Then second objective, then write how have you fulfilled it. Then the third objective and how have you fulfilled that objective. Obviously, you will strengthen your point of view with examples. Sixth part is contribution of the current research. How has your research widened the boundary of academia, education, industry, or benefit to the society? Research is always conducted to provide some beneficial thing to the society or to human beings. If your research is unable to contribute, it means it's useless. So you should mention different aspects of the contribution your research has provided. Implications of this research, practical aspects. How can we apply this research on academia, on industry, on society, and how can human beings get benefit from this research? If a research has practicality, obviously that's a beneficial research. or a saleable research. If it does not have any implication, it means it does not has impact. Basically, research is conducted to provide impact, and it must have an impact. That's why you must have observed when one research paper has been cited by many organizations, by many scholars, it shows that it has benefit. It has been implemented in different domains. Limitations mean shortcomings. When we conduct research, there are some limitations. So a researcher must be truthful, honest, and a researcher should mention that these are the limitations. For example, text mining is an interactive process, but when we convert it into Word file or we convert it on a piece of page, its interactivity is lost. So this is its limitation. Again, next part is recommendation. Your research recommend on different levels. Recommendations for researchers, recommendations for industrialists, recommendations for tool designers, recommendations for teachers. So your recommendation can have different aspects. Conclusion. So you will conclude your whole chapter. This is the structure of an MPhil, master or PhD level dissertation. Now come to the miniature level, that is of research paper or article. How will you write conclusion of your article? You first of all you will mention major findings of your research with examples. Then you will highlight your contribution. Then implication, one or two implications, and one or two main recommendations. So your findings you can write 4 5 major findings, then two contributions, or 1 2 implications, and 1 2 recommendations. In thesis section, your conclusion chapter should consist of 10 to 15 pages, and in your research paper it should be of 500 to 700 words. Some research papers are long one, like 7,000, 8,000, or even longer than this size. So in that case, you will write 1000 words. Always use a present tense. Prove your point with examples. If there are no examples, your findings, your conclusion would be a hollow conclusion. As T.S. Eliot said that we are hollow men. So your conclusion should not be hollow. It should be consolidated with solid and practical examples, and those examples can be validated from your data analysis section. Be realistic in claims. Uh, Obviously, a researcher must be truthful, honest, so all claims must be realistic. Use transitional words frequently, like to conclude, to summarize, overall, to generalize. Use research phrases. I will make separate videos on use of transitional words and use of research phrases, and these two aspects make your language academic language. If you have any question regarding how to write the conclusion section, feel free to ask. Good luck, best wishes.